Hi, friends. It's Ginger Minj again. And look, I know I've asked you this question so many times before, but is there something preventing you from achieving your goals? Well, only you can find out, honey. And the way to do that is to check out betterhelp.com/workin. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. I cannot tell you how convenient this is. I have done it in the theater. I've done it in the dressing room. I have done it in the backseat of a car. But don't tell my husband. You can message your counselor anytime, day or night, and you'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, all without ever having to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room. So make sure that you go to betterhelp.com/workin. That's BETTERHELP.com/WERKIN.
Hello, howdy, and hey there, everybody. It is Ginger, Mickey Mouse, Minj, and I am back again with my bestie, my sister from another mister, my brother from another mother, my undercover lover. No. Well, only sometimes. Quarantine was long and hard, just the way we like it. I am back with the one and only Gidget Galore.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, queen works like.
Look how cute we look.
We do look cute. We are here celebrating the 50th anniversary of Disney World right here in Orlando. You know, we're theme park freaks, especially
Of course.
when it comes to Disney. We put the freak in theme park freak.
I love the theme parks. They're literally in our backyard.
Yeah, well, no, your backyard. I mean, it's more like that water park they did that documentary about where it got shut down because too many people got hurt.
Oh, Class Action Park.
Yes, Class Action Park, right in our own backyard, right over here. So I know that typically we go week to week, we meet somebody new, but I thought it'd be fun to circle back around to Gidget because we are getting ready to hit the road in our brand new non-denominational holiday spectacular extravaganza eleganza winter wonderland.
I'm out of breath and you were talking.
Yeah, well, that's because we're fat.
No, I guess.
Yeah, we're fat, we smoke.
No, we don't smoke much.
Yeah, we just crack.
Now listen, if you don't have plans and we're coming to your city, you need to buy tickets.
Yeah, well, even if you do have plans, cancel them.
Yeah.
And come see this show. This show actually is spectacular.
You know, Ginger, going into this, holiday entertaining can be so difficult. Your family, your friends, your neighbors.
Yeah.
Oh,
and we just got a new set of neighbors.
We did?
No, I did on the other side of my house.
My God, I haven't been outside the front door.
No, they love to party too.
But they do?
They do. And I'm actually a little upset, and I can't tell if I'm upset that they're partying and I'm just an old lady now, or if I'm more upset that they haven't invited me over.
That's probably it.
Well, because they're having these rangers every night. I'm like, oh, they're all so cute.
Oh, and young.
Yes, they are very young and they're very cute. And they obviously know how to party.
But if you have family coming to your town or your home, you don't need to stay at home. Cancel your plans and buy tickets to the show.
Yeah, it's actually, it is a very good show. I love the holiday time. It's my favorite time of year. I love hitting the road. I always take some kind of tour out there for the holidays. But this one is the biggest one that I have done so far.
It's so big.
It is so big.
It's so big.
It's so big we had to get these high top stools.
Yeah, they're slippery too.
Yeah, well, it's because it's not a real stool. It's a stool sample.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Push it in a little bit. You'll be fine.
This is a big tour. Lots of costumes. Lots of music.
So we're doing a lot of non-denominational holiday hits.
Yeah.
Of course. That everybody knows, loves, and probably expects. We're recording a new song, a brand new version of Sisters from White Christmas that is just for us, and we're going to release it out into the world. So even if you're listening to this and you can't come and see the show, make sure you download the music as well as Winter Wonderland from last year.
Oh, absolutely. We've got brand new costumes coming, lots of rhinestones, feathers, feather fans.
And I shit you not, Our finale is a 15-ish minute spectacular. It's a Disney spectacular.
It is a Disney loosely themed.
It's a Dinsley.
Dinsley.
A
Yeah.
Dinsley.
Themed 3-hour finale.
Okay. Well, anywhere between 15 minutes and 3 hours. It's
somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there. But we have 4 costume changes each. Just in that.
No. Oh, just in
the finale. We have a
changes.
snow machine. We have fog machine. We have magic and all sorts of special effects.
Graphics behind us on the video screens.
Puppets.
Puppets. We've got a 4D experience.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
Well, it's where we all chug a 40 and then see what happens.
No, I think it's a 4D.
Oh, 4D.
4D. It's where you take 3D, like real life, and then you push it into the audience.
Yeah.
You shove it in their face.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
What I've done in a safe way.
Yeah.
In a safe way.
In a safe way, yeah.
Speaking of Safeway, that's a grocery store.
And a word from our sponsor.
No, we're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
So, since I've talked to you last, what have you been up to?
I have been building costumes for this Christmas tour.
Mm.
Oh, do you know how many yards of fabric it takes to create 2 custom-built gowns for us?
For us gals of girth, yes, I do know how much it takes. I've had to order it. So, of course, it's that old trick where, if you are a bigger girl, then you like to offset that by making everything else around you larger. So bigger hair, bigger jewelry, and bigger print.
Bigger print.
Yeah. And we wanted this like Christmassy, holiday-ish kind of country plaid, but they didn't make it big enough. So we had to create this like supersized print of Christmas plaid.
Getting into this, we started looking for plaid at the fabric store.
Yeah, also known as
Johan's. That's in Germany.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was too tiny, and then we started looking for tablecloths. Then we went to car covers.
Yeah,
yeah, we did that.
Well, I'm wearing the Le Bras right now.
Then we had to settle on custom printing our fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Custom printing, just to make it large enough.
To offset us and make us look like delicate little flowers.
So we've got a giant plaid. And it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
It is going to be a lot of fun. We're working really hard on it. Now, outside of getting ready for the big holiday tour, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been decorating for the holidays.
Yes. Well, you have, but you're still decorated for Halloween.
I am. I started on September 1st for Halloween. That's when Halloween starts, the gay holy holiday.
Now, see, I've never been a Halloween person.
Well, you don't like anything that's too spooky.
No, I don't. It's to me, it's like of the devil. No, I actually enjoy Halloween a lot. I don't
enjoy like putting on costumes and
or
all of that makeup
or wigs.
Oh, those crazy wigs. Oh, pretending you're something you're not.
I do enjoy the holiday. I love Halloween. I love dressing up in different costumes. So we're gonna go as. Have we decided? I'm asking my husband and Michael back there. Have we decided if we're gonna be the Rugrats or if we're gonna do Wizard of Oz? Wizard of Oz, I guess, is what we're doing this time. So
the Wizard of Jizz.
The Gizzard of Oz. The Gizzard of Oz.
I think I've actually seen that.
Yes, I have too. It's available for streaming. And what else is available for streaming right now is Double Wide Diva by Ginger Minj on all platforms and in the trunk of my Uber. Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Now, I've always loved Halloween. I don't know. I know that you really don't like Halloween because of all the dark undertones.
No. That's what I was getting at. No, I do love Halloween, but I don't like Halloween Horror Nights. I don't like what's the one that they're doing over at SeaWorld this year? Scream.
Hallow Scream is at Busch Gardens,
and it's also here
is
at
Hallow
SeaWorld this year.
Oh,
they just started it, and of course we've got a lot of friends that work at all the theme parks. They're like, "I'll give you tickets." They just want to see me scream and try.
I do too. I've tried to invite her for years and years.
No, I don't. I don't know. I can't get into it. I don't like being scared for the sake of being scared. I feel like the world is scary enough.
But the reason that I like to go to Halloween Horror Nights is because it makes you feel like you are literally walking onto a movie set. So some of these haunted houses are set in sound stages.
Yeah.
So they have the perfect amount of lighting. They can set the temperature. I've been in haunted houses that have been snowing before.
Yeah.
Oh, you're stepping into a horror film.
Yeah. Well,
great.
Well, no, and I understand that part of it. So I think if they offered it like during the daytime, if they were like, "Hey, anybody who
They
just wants to
do.
walk the houses,"
They
they do.
It's a tour. You can do that. Yeah.
Oh, I would do that.
Oh yeah, I know you would.
I would
and
do
then
that.
I think you'd go back and then go through the haunted house.
No, I would not.
Yeah,
I would
it's
never do that. I don't like that.
It's
But
so good.
I am the type that I will sit and YouTube it. So I feel like I do get to see all of these houses every
But
year.
not through your eyes.
No. But I also see how much it scares the people that are going through it. So I'm like, no, bitch, better you than me. I'm not doing it.
But I go through the haunted houses and I am so into the set decoration and the scenic design and it's so beautiful to look at all the detail that I get so into that. I will turn a corner and scream for bloody murder because it's just somebody from Universal standing there in their polo going, move along.
Yeah, move this
along,
way.
Move along.
Come on, keep going.
It wasn't even the monster that jumped out. Move along.
Well, mostly because the monsters that jump out, I feel like they're the people that we work with at the bars.
They
every
do.
weekend.
They go, hey, Ginger, how are you? You're like,
Oh my God, I forgot I still owe you $20.
I know. And then she runs. Yeah.
I don't run. See, that is why I don't go, because I know that I would want to run and I
You
refuse to
don't
run.
need to run. It's good. It smells. Now, I
It
know.
smells.
It smells like Halloween Horror Nights. In fact, I bought oil for my oil diffuser that is Horror Nights scented.
Yeah.
In the description, it says pyrotechnics, fog solution, and mystery. And that's what it smells like. I don't know what the mystery is. I think it's kind of a little dookie down there. But it does smell like fog solution and pyrotechnics. Yeah.
Speaking of dookie, we were having a conversation earlier in the dressing room. So we finished our bingo at Hamburger Mary's, which every time I'm in town, we typically do this on Tuesday nights. And it's really fun. We had a great time. As you can see tonight, we were celebrating the 50th anniversary
Of Universal Studios.
No, the mouse. The House of the Mouse. But we were having a conversation. So Gidget, she is inheriting this cat. She's not a cat person. She's never really had one.
I'm a dog person.
It's an adorable cat, though.
Oh, little Fiona.
Fiona, like Shrek.
I know.
Shrek and Fiona. It's wonderful.
I've never been a cat person, but I am. It was my grandma's cat who just recently passed away. But I met Fiona and I just fell in love with her. She's just got the cutest little face and
she is cute. But we were talking about the fact that Gidget's roommate Sean has a dog named Emma. And I love her. She's one of my favorite dogs in the entire world. She's just so sweet. Mm-hmm. But she has this affinity, like a lot of dogs do, where she likes to munch on cat droppings.
She likes to munch on a lot, yeah.
We were calling them Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah.
So, because she goes to town. So Gidget was saying how she's going to have to basically build this fortress.
It's got to be big enough for Fiona to get out into the garage or the sewing studio and not let Emma out so she can go do her business and not have Emma snack on the Tootsie Roll.
The Tootsie Rolls, which once they're in the litter box.
Then they're textured.
There's texture. It would be
nice
like
crunch.
Pop Rocks. Poop Rocks.
Poop Rocks. There you go.
Shitsy Rolls and Poop Rocks.
Shitsy Rocks. Oh, don't.
I just picture Nerd Rope.
Nerd Rope.
That's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a crunchy outside with a delicious chewy inside.
Anyway, this is all disgusting, but
let's get away from poo.
Yeah, I mean, we might even, I don't know, edit all this out. Probably not, because I'm sure all of you out there who are pet lovers, and especially with dogs, I'm sure you've seen them go to town. Go to town on the downtown Brown.
Oh. She likes to get into things that are kind of disgusting. We have to keep the bathroom doors closed so she doesn't drink out of the toilet.
Yeah.
She doesn't go through the trash, which is, ew,
Yeah.
just that's gross. And now this litter box issue. I don't know.
Well, dogs are gross, but they're so cute. You can't be mad at them.
And then they come up and give you the biggest, sloppiest kisses right on the
And you're
face.
like, what
And
is
this
that
one loves
smell?
it right in her mouth.
No, not in my mouth. Don't you even try it.
Wait till you get some gravel in there.
Poop Rocks.
Poop rock.
Poop Rocks. Anyway, so now this is going to be your first big tour where you're leaving for a good chunk of time.
We
home,
are.
right?
We're going to be gone for over a month.
Yeah.
We do come home like halfway through to Orlando for an Orlando stop,
Yeah.
and then we'll be back out. So this will be over a month that we are on the road together.
Yeah.
Sleeping in the same room.
Mm.
I plan on bringing lots of earplugs, and
I don't know why. I have this recording on my phone, and you know what? I'm actually going to post this. After you listen to this episode, I'm going to give y'all the link to go listen to this. So last year, we didn't get to do a tour because COVID.
Yeah.
So we drove up to South Carolina, which we're actually going back to Charleston. It's our final show of the tour. Beautiful venue. Love it there at the Charleston Music Hall. But we drove up there, and that was our only show last year. And we all shared one room. It was me, Gidget, my husband, and of course, Michael, the elf who was doing the show with us. And I could not fall asleep.
it was
Because the three of them, it was like the log sawing competition they used to do at Epcot. It was particularly you.
It was not me.
Because I was sleeping in the bed with you.
It was not me.
Yes.
No, it was
I have
bouncing off the wall.
I have this video. It is
I
proof.
snore like this.
No, she snores like this. And that's just the inhale. I didn't think she had the lung capacity to make the noises that she was making.
Stop!
So it is going to be very interesting.
Well, at least mine comes out of my mouth hole.
Yeah, well, mine comes from my south mouth.
Yeah. There's a lot of noise from underneath the sheet.
How dare you? I'm just baking gingerbread cookies down.
Ah!
Yeah. So anyway, it's gonna be
It's going to be a great tour.
it's gonna be a great tour.
We leave Thanksgiving Day. So we're
We
leaving
do.
Thanksgiving Day. So we're walking
Which
away
is
from
what,
our,
the
we're
day-
walking away from our family.
It's the day after your birthday.
It is my birthday is on the 24th and Thanksgiving is on the 25th.
Yes. So we're gonna celebrate your birthday. We're gonna grab a turkey leg and then we're gonna hit the airplane.
Take it out of the plane with us.
Yes, as
Yep.
a carry-on.
Yep.
And
And then we're
gonna-
off.
We're off.
We're doing Atlanta,
Mhm.
Washington D.C. I know we'll be to
San Francisco. Los Angeles,
Portland.
Portland, Seattle,
Yep, Seattle.
Orlando.
We'll be back to Orlando. Then we go to New Jersey,
Then we do Detroit, and then we close out in South Carolina, in Charleston. So it's a lot of great options. It's worth the drive. If you're sitting there going, oh, it's kind of like an
It's
hour
so
and a
much
half
fun.
away, and it's going to be a lot.
Yes.
Make the drive. You will love it. It's going to be such a great show. But I ask you this because you're about to adopt this kitten
Yes.
that you have inherited. This is your inheritance.
Yes. We're going to dress her up as a character in the show.
Oh, are we taking her on tour with us?
Well, she's going to be the one that pulls us out in the sleigh at the.
Mush!
I hope
Hush!
they've greased that stage. No, she's going to be here by herself while I'm away. But I've got two roommates here that will love her.
Yeah.
And Emma.
And Emma, of course. Now, are you concerned at all that Emma is not going to adjust well to having a cat in the house?
I think she's going to love it because, like, Emma is this white American bulldog, right?
Mhm.
She's just big and she loves to lay. And this little kitten, well, I call it kitten, but it's 7 years old, loves to lay, rest, sleep, loves to be brushed, just like Emma, and just likes her, doesn't like to be held, just like Emma. I think they're going to be like, ugh, who are these assholes that live with us? Yeah, I think it'll be great.
Has Emma ever lived with a dog? Or with a cat?
Yes, I guess that she is very good with cats, but we will let you know.
Look for our post.
If we have fur collars on our costumes, don't tell PETA.
No!
We would never do
No,
that. We
not
would
at all.
never.
We
No,
joke,
we
we
have faux
can.
fur, a lot of faux fur.
A lot of faux fur in this show right here.
But speaking of costumes, this is the biggest show that I have done with you, even if we are filming things in the garage, aka the film
The
studio,
studio.
the studio, here in town. If we've traveled out of town together, I totaled it up 6 costumes per person,
Mm-hmm.
and then Michael, he wears 2 different costumes
Yeah.
plus lots of add-ons.
Yeah.
There's a lot of costumes.
It's a lot of costumes. It's a big show to tour.
Yeah, and we are looking for sponsorship from Febreze.
Febreze.
And Grey Goose vodka.
No.
No,
No, we're not looking for that.
no, it's for the costumes though.
Oh, for the to spray down the costumes. Yeah. So So what's it going to be like for you? Like your first time out there doing one of these like long tours like this. What's it going to be like for you to be away from home? Because you really are kind of a homebody.
Well, I've always been the longest time that I've ever spent away from home was on a cruise. That's the word. A cruise.
Sound out the hard
Yeah,
word.
a cruise, and we were only gone for 11 days. That's the longest time I've been away from Orlando since I moved here in '95.
Wow.
And I know you've gone on lots of tours that you've gone for, sometimes months that you're away from home.
Mm-hmm. I was just gone for 3 months and just came back.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Didn't realize. Oh, it's my best friend, everybody.
But it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a nice chance to get out, do these shows one night after the next. We do have breaks between. I know that I like to go out and see the places that I am. This one would love to lay with her husband just in bed.
Not even with my husband.
Just lay in bed.
I just like to lay in bed at these hotels. So people don't understand so this is what's going to be really interesting being on the tour with Gidget is she's going into this just like I did 8 years ago where I'm like, I'm going to see every place. I'm going to see what every city has to offer. This is going to be amazing. And then by like the third stop, you're going, what day is it? Where are we? You know what? I don't even care. I am going to powder this shit down, wear the same makeup tomorrow, and take a nap.
I'm going to do my face with the same makeup that's still in my brush. I'm not even going to touch it back. But no, I'm looking forward to it just because I do love Washington so much. Mm-hmm. I had so much fun in California. I know that we do have plans to go to Disneyland.
We do.
Which I'm so excited. Yeah. And so I've never been to Disneyland, so we are doing that. And most of the other days, we're not gonna lie, we like to eat.
Yeah, it's the holidays. You're supposed to eat.
Oh, it is the holiday. It will be during the holidays, and we're gonna be in all these cities, and we're gonna eat. I like to try new food from new places.
Yeah, I like to try old food from new places.
Yeah,
new food from old places. Oh. Old food from the refrigerator. I'm not discriminatory when it comes to food.
So if you know the schedule for the show and you know a place that we cannot miss.
Oh, sound off in the comments below. Let us know what we need to check out, where we need to go, where we need to eat. All that kind of stuff.
I know that when we went to Charleston last year, we only did Orlando and Charleston, so 2 stops, just here and there. And we are going to go back to our favorite breakfast restaurant,
which was Virginia's on King. Oh. So the thing that we did last year, because we spent a couple of days there, and this year, we're actually going to spend the holidays there. So we've rented a house, an Airbnb. We're going to decorate it up, put the Christmas tree up, put the Hanukkah stockings and everything.
Your family is coming.
My family's coming.
My family is coming. We're going to do a family getaway in Charleston.
We are Brady bunching this shit. Forcing 2 worlds together.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. But our thing last year was, you know what? Let's go to as many of these restaurants that we can find and try the fried green tomatoes.
Oh.
Because it's to me, fried green tomatoes in Charleston, South Carolina are a lot like the drag scene in America. Because everywhere you go, it's a little bit different. It's got a little bit slightly different flavor.
We were in a 3 block, just 3 blocks.
Yeah.
And we tried 5 different
fried green tomatoes, and they were all completely different.
Completely different sauce, completely different breading.
And it was like, we tried to sit down and pick the best one, and we're like, I can't. They're all so good. They're all so different. Like, this one offers this, which I think is absolutely delicious, but this one also offers this, which is totally different, and I couldn't pick which one I like better.
So if you've got those restaurants that we need to visit, let us know.
Yes. Now, we're going to let you think about that for just a moment while we hear a word from our sponsor right now. But we'll be back in just a couple of minutes to talk about the spooky ghost tour that we went on last year. See you in a minute.
Hi, friends. It's Ginger Minj again. And look, I know I've asked you this question so many times before, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it again. Is there something preventing you from achieving your goals? What is it that is interfering with your happiness? Well, only you can find out, honey. And the way to do that is to check out betterhelp.com/workin'. That's BETTER HELP.com/WERKIN. Now, I have to tell you, I've been on the road, I've been getting back to business, and it has been wonderful. But it's good to take care of yourself, especially mentally, so that you can give the world what they deserve. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist, where you can connect in a safe and private online environment. I cannot tell you how convenient this is. I have done it in the theater, I've done it in the dressing room, I have done it in the backseat of a car, but don't tell my husband. I've even done it on an airplane. It is so easy. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line, it is not self-help. What it is professional counseling done securely online. They are there to help. So make sure that you go to betterhelp.com/workin. That's BETTERHELP.com/WERKIN.
Ah, and we're back again. Do we look gorgeous?
I love it.
For those of you who are watching on IGTV or YouTube, just get into this. Look how it's like a cam show.
For Minnie and Mickey?
4x4 cam. 4 cam, 4chan.
4chan? 4cam.
4chin. Four chins.
Cam 4.
Cam 4! That's what it is.
So you know we're not on it because we don't even know what it's called.
Chatterbait. You remember that?
Oh, I like Chedarbait.
Chedarbait. I do too. Yeah.
It's for cheese lovers.
Unbelievable. So I do want to talk. We'll get back into what we were talking about because I know it's a riveting conversation. But I wanted to talk about Chatterbait.
Chedarbait.
No, I want to talk about Chatterbait.
Cheddar.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Is it still a thing?
Very much.
Do you know that it's still a thing?
Have you been looking at my history? What's going on?
No, I don't want to know your history.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know your future either, man. I'm content with the present right now.
Go on with me now.
Speaking of presents, make sure you give yourself a good present for the holidays and come see us on our Winter Wonderland tour.
Where can they get tickets, Ginger?
You can go to gingerminjlive.com or gingerminjlive.com.
Yeah.
You know,
It's spelled the same.
it's spelled the same. And
I would rather see you live.
yeah, I'd
Yeah.
rather see me live, mama.
It's better than the alternative.
Well, yeah,
Come see Ginger Minj.
not alive anymore.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
So speaking of not being alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, gosh, there's so much I want to talk about. Can we talk about Chatterbait real quick?
Okay.
So we both used to work with this queen here in Orlando, local queen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And she would always, she'd go do her show at Hamburger Mary's, and then we'd all get out of drag and be like, hey, you want to
No,
go
it's-
like grab some food, have a drink, go talk, chit chat, all that kind of shit. And she's like, oh no, I've got a show tonight. Like,
The show.
what? Where? Where's your show? And she's like, oh, it's like this online show that I do. This is years ago.
Yeah.
It was like
years.
what, like 10 years ago?
I
at
don't
this
even
point?
know where this person is.
Yeah, so we'd be like, what show does she have? There's like no other clubs doing shows at this time on this day. And then
we
come to
found
find
it
out
was an online
it was
show.
an online show. It was Chatterbait. And she was like, it's great. I literally wrap a towel around my head and then I push my titties up as high as they will go. And I get this close to the camera.
Let me see. Lower the camera.
Lower-
No, the camera's broken. It
Yeah,
doesn't move.
exactly.
It doesn't move.
And she was like, all I do is sit there and like jiggle back and forth.
Talk
and people
to people.
tip me.
Yeah, talk to people.
And she was making so much money on that.
Yeah.
So I went on it one time just to be like, hey, you know, I could use a couple extra dollars. Maybe I'll do
Yeah.
this too. Girl, I got too distracted. Distracted. Because it just clicks room to room.
Of course.
And it's just like these
So
boys
I've
doing these
heard.
things and these gorgeous women doing these other.
So I've heard.
I have ADHD and it was not good for me because I got distracted
Yeah.
from what I was trying to do, which was make money, but then I ended up losing
To
money
help.
because I was like, you're gorgeous. Here's a couple of coins for you.
Yeah. So yes, I know it is still a thing, guaranteed. I've done my research. Our fact checkers have said yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
It is a real thing. A thumbs up. Yep. It is a real
Ooh,
thing.
I don't think that was a thumb.
But it is a real thing. And congratulations for making money.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you know what? I think sex work is work. All work is valid. You live how you have to live. I've done what I've had to do to survive
I
before.
mean, look at you now.
Look at me now. So yeah, I'm by all means I am not shaming anybody for it. I'm just saying I was not very good at it because I went on there with the sole intention of making money and ended up spending money.
Or you could just go watch.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
Yeah, but don't you feel bad just watching? It's like when you
because you give them a little inspirational message, like
I don't
go for it.
I don't know because I always feel like when you go to a drag show, you don't want to just sit back and be like, "Yes, sister, you're really turning it."
Okay,
you want to support and give $1.
Now I have heard that there are people that are chatterbaiting, and there are also exhibitionists.
Okay,
there is a difference that some people just want to go and put it out there,
yeah,
to be seen.
Yeah.
So you can also click on that. So I've heard.
But also
we'll do research.
It never hurts to, give somebody a
Some don't
coin.
accept tips.
They don't?
So I've heard.
Oh, well, you'll have to let me know who you heard that from.
We'll just go do some research.
But that also goes right back to the whole local queen thing. Local queens, we didn't get paid all that much years ago. I mean, not that it's gone up anymore. Like, we just went down for, $50 and a cheeseburger.
But there were things that we did. Like, I know we talked last time about doing benefits, being visible, doing different things for queens or other queens or organizations. Like, I do Drag Queen Story Hour. I don't get paid for that. I do different things for like the Pet Alliance and things like we do this because we want to be visible, and the more people that know who you are, that's how you build a brand. You build that name.
But while you're building that brand and that name, you still have bills to pay.
Yeah.
So I've known a lot of the girls who go on to things like Chatterbait and Cam4 and all that kind of stuff, and they make their extra coins that way, which is why I tried to do it and was not successful. But it's hard to be a local girl. It's
hard to be a lady.
It's hard to be a lady when you're so passionate about something and you want to do it so well. You kind of take everything that you get and you invest it back in, which, that's that old saying, you got to spend money to make money.
Good drag is not cheap, and cheap drag is not good.
But all drag is valid.
It is. But we've been told that over and over and over. Yeah. So you could do that, or like I know that there are certain queens that you can hire now that will just literally stone your evening gown.
Yeah.
They get paid to just rhinestone, because we know what a pain in the ass it is.
It is.
Especially you're putting 50, 60, 70 gross of rhinestones on an evening gown. They will sit there and just do that as their side gig. Or making jewelry and selling jewelry. We know a lot of people that do that. And costumes, wigs, people that have come out of the woodwork, which is fantastic for all of us to be able to, if you don't style hair, now instead of just going to one or two places, there are queens sometimes in your own home. Or your own home. Look at the wall! Your own hometown that style hair, that you can pay them to style your hair and go pick it up.
Yeah.
We all have, everyone's got to be creative in some way.
Absolutely. And I think that that's great that now, because of like Drag Race and Dragula and Kim Wanakiki, now that these things are becoming a lot more mainstream, people are actually able to invest in these businesses and starting them up.
Yep.
Because there's more of a market for it. And people are like, the outside world is looking in and going, oh, that is a legitimate business. And that's like a good way to supplement your income.
And even like drag swap, things like that, where we would create something where for a pageant, that gown we will wear one, maybe two times. Mm-hmm. But if you give it to somebody else, sell it to somebody else, they can then carry that on. I've got gowns out there that we've spent money on that you're like, I'll never wear that again.
Yeah, because you can't.
You can't.
Unfortunately, it's one of those situations where, particularly like myself having been on Drag Race now 3 times, I do have a nice social media presence, which is wonderful, and I love that. But unfortunately, once you take a picture or a video or do a project or appearance in an outfit, you can't wear it more than once or twice, because then people have seen it. Even if they haven't seen it, They've seen it
in a picture. They saw it on a post. They've seen it. Yep. So there's that.
So you're talking about Drag Swap. There are a whole bunch of Facebook groups out of there, and the biggest one is called Drag Swap. I'm personally a huge fan of plus size drag, which, of course, being plus size girls, it's nice to be able to go and talk to girls who are kind of having the same issues that you are, as far as finding things that fit or finding tights that will go over your hip pads as well as your fat ass, like, or finding a shoe with a sturdy enough heel that will support everything you want to do. So it's nice to go and talk to these like-minded queens who have done the research, and you can swap war stories and all that kind of stuff. And then you can, sell them your pageant gowns, trade them for something else that you need.
And I think that going off from what you said, growing up when we did, it was really hard to find. Like, if you go back in history and look at some of the queens that came way before us, it was you made something out of a tablecloth, you went to the thrift store, you did that's what we did. And it just progressed down the line. Now you can say, hey girls, I'm having a tough time finding a size 14 heel. Everyone seems to jump on and say, I know where you can go. What
color you want? What kind of toe do you want?
Oh, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, you have to actually say, like, I found what I'm looking for. Please stop. I got it.
Please, I've got something.
But isn't that great? Because, like, growing up, like, they would just create things from the thrift store or a curtain or whatever. Now it just progressed to, I only have to ask another web of people, and somebody will go like, I know who you need to go to. I'm looking for an updo. I know who you need to talk to. Yep.
Well, and it's that whole like double-edged sword that we were talking about before. Like last time when we were talking about, now that there is such a spotlight on drag, and it is becoming this mainstream thing. It is this mainstream thing now. Yep. Yes, we are under a microscope, so it's not really feasible for us to wear the same things frequently. Oh, excuse me. The demons! I've exercised the demons! It's the only exercising I'm doing. But anyway, so yes, there is more of we are under more scrutiny for the things that we wear and the quality of the drag that we all do. No matter what the kind of drag is, it has to be at a certain level, And when before we were, we could get away with going out and
going to the Ross
and taking a tablecloth and turning it into a pageant gown.
Going to rave. Remember rave?
I do.
Disposable club clothing.
Yeah, exactly.
One time, and you were just happy if the side seam stayed in.
Dots was my favorite.
Oh, Dots!
Dots was my favorite. And yes, so I mean, it's like this double-edged sword where, the drag that we used to do, it wasn't at the level that it is now. But now that it is at this level, you have to maintain that.
Yeah, but you can buy these things and change them and cut them apart and make them into dance costumes. You buy a full-length gown, you're like, I can make that into a dance costume.
It reminds me of this episode of The Torkelsons that I watched when I was growing up. For those of you who don't remember, it was on the Disney Channel. It was this I don't even want to call it a sitcom because it was more like family drama style, but it was still Disney Channel, so it was kind of corny and cheesy. But it's the one where she would sit up in like the bay window and talk to the man in the moon, and she'd talk like this all the time. Anyway, so I remember this one episode. It's the only episode that really sticks out to me, where their family was so poor that she was going to prom or homecoming, one of those big dances, and they couldn't afford a new dress. So they went to the thrift store, and she found the most gorgeous dress, but it had a big ink stain on it. So her mother took it, and she created like these big, beautiful flowers and all sorts of things out of rhinestones and fabric, and it was gorgeous. She looked stunning, and she walked in, and it was one of those, it was like Carrie for kids, Carrie Jr. So she walks in, and everybody's like, oh, how beautiful she looks, how wonderful. And of course, the popular girl in school walks up and goes, you're so poor, you can't even afford a new dress. What? How do you know? You got that from the thrift store. How do you know? That was my dress. No, it wasn't. This is mine, and my mother made it for me.
No.
And she goes, no, I know it was mine because it has an ink spot. And she ripped the flower off of her dress. And of course, there was the ink spot, and everybody laughed at her. And then she locked the doors with her mind and killed them. No, that wasn't scary. That was scary. That wasn't the Torkelsons.
That was very different.
But it's like one of those things where, when you're first starting out, you do take as many hand-me-downs as you can get.
Of course.
And you try to like zhuzh it around. But there's some times where people will look at you and go, girl, we saw that for 3 years in a row at Miss Continental Plus. Carmela wore it, and now yes, I'm wearing it because sweatpants are all that fit me right now.
You know, I still, talking about those gowns, I still have the very first evening gown that I bought from BJ Stevens, another local queen. I bought
Who is
an
the
evening gown.
first drag queen I ever saw.
Really?
At Attitudes in Leesburg.
Oh, yeah, it would have been. So I bought this gown for $150, and it was beautiful, and I made it my own. I rhinestoned it. It looked gorgeous, and I won my very first pageant.
The black one.
Yes.
The black one that is a little bit too short.
A little bit too short. So it was, maybe I was shorter. Maybe they were easier because it was a newcomer pageant. I don't know. But it's like this far off the ground. We're not kidding. It's that, like, maybe I squatted
I was like, can you tell them how you had to model it?
I had to bend my knees slightly. Yeah.
She did. She like bent her knees a little bit to model in this gown. Just serving it. Thinking she was serving it, but she looked like a Oompa Loompa.
Hey, I won the pageant.
But you won the pageant. I did not. I did not. You won.
And I made all my jewelry myself out of the little things and rhinestone them. And like, it's just what you did. And I was so proud. I brought my mom in. I showed her everything I was doing. She was so happy.
Yeah. But now, anyway, this is a very long way of saying if you're just starting out in all of this and you're looking for things, try the groups, try Drag Swap and Plus Size Drag. And there's tons of them out there. And it's all people like us, people who want to swap out for something new because they've worn this one too many times, or they're looking for something brand new for themselves that maybe you can give them, or vice versa, whatever. So just check them out.
Or it's just people that want to help. It's no longer are we trying to hide, like, oh, I don't want anyone else to know where it comes from. Now we're like, this is where I found it. This is what I know. This is like, take it and run. So
do you remember back when we were doing pageants at the Parliament House? Rest it in peace, rest in pieces. At the Parliament House, we were doing these pageants, particularly the newcomer pageant, which was one that everybody wanted to win. And the girls were so competitive about it. We talked about it last time, about the one with the super glue and the stepping on the gown and all that stuff. Like, it's crazy how competitive these pageants were. And when you take some time and space between us now and us then, and you look at the situation, you have to laugh at it a little bit.
It was scary back then. Like, I was told stories like yours, where it was as simple as touching something, stepping on something, to girls that would put razor blades between their fingers up to a beaded gown and say, how beautiful is this? And it would just be slicing the beads off this gown.
Because if you don't know, the beads, they're all on one long string.
So if you start cutting those threads, they just
go everywhere.
And I know this happened because I was taught by that generation of drag, or to the point where it was like, glass in your powder and all of this stuff. I'm glad that we are out of this.
I don't know if I told this story last time, but my very first time at Continental Plus, I went to the pageant, and so Plus is for the plus size girls, Elite is for the girls that are over 40. Then there's like, they call it regular Miss Continental. It's like for, the skinny girls. And then there's Mr., of course, for the Misters. So, Plus and Elite are always held on the same weekend. It's always Easter weekend. And the people that I went with, I was representing the Metropolitan Continental title as Plus, and there was an Elite contestant. Well, the Elite contestant was not very well liked by anybody. You can probably guess who it is.
I'll write it down on a piece of paper and hand it to you later.
Yes, she is.
Okay.
You get it. You got it. Okay, she does a killer show. Yeah. Anyway, so she wasn't very well liked by the people who she hired to go with her. She hired like backup dancers and stuff. So those backup dancers, they took all of her highlight and blush brushes and dipped them in black. So that when she went to touch up her makeup, like brighten up her blush or something,
just one swipe,
just a big black stripe.
So just something so easy and quick.
Yeah.
It was just...
And there was no way that she could really pinpoint who did it. She might have done it herself. I mean, I knew who did it afterwards because they were very proud of themselves. But it was like something that quick sets you back an hour. because you got to take it all off
You
and
gotta
start
fix
again.
it. You gotta. Oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm. So that's another lesson. Like, treat the people that you work with well, because you don't want them turning on you.
Oh no! If you've got something that you can help someone with, help them with it.
Help them, please. That's really all we need to do in the world is help each other.
So wait a second. Does that go back to the golden rule of treat everyone the way you would like to be treated?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you touched on that last time.
Yeah, I've really touched on it almost in every episode that we've done because it's so true.
It's so easy.
It's easy. It's so easy. You just, if you treat somebody the way that you hope that they treat you, that will let them know what it's okay to treat you like. You know what I mean? Because anybody in the world will only treat you the way that you allow them to treat you, and vice versa.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, don't you dare.
I asked for it.
Not in front of people. All right, so we promised you that we were going to talk about this ghost hunting thing that we did
Ghost
in
hunting.
Charleston.
Okay.
I'm really into like ghost hunting and stuff, and I know
Me
you're probably
too.
all sounding off right there in the comments. You're like, it's not real, or this is stupid, or don't invite that in. I enjoy the shows. I enjoy the stories. To me, it's more about the history.
Yeah, the history.
Of the events and everything that takes place with it. It's not necessarily so much about
You don't want to be like, ooh, they're right next to you.
Yeah,
I
like,
can see over your shoulder.
who am I talking to?
Right.
No, I'm interested in knowing like what this place is, what it represents, why there would possibly be spirits at unrest there. You know, I'm interested in knowing those things. So we looked for we went through a whole bunch of different.
We actually asked our concierge what is the best.
Girl, it was a Best Western. There were the concierge. There was Rhonda working the front desk.
She also set up the breakfast in the morning.
Oh, well,
I trust her.
she put out
I
the
trust
fruit
her.
bowl.
There were also gingerbread cookies. I trust her.
I know, I trust Rhonda. I'm just saying she ain't a concierge.
Very fancy
Anyway.
Rhonda. But we asked Rhonda.
Help me, Rhonda.
We asked Rhonda what she recommended, and she said this is the place to go. And we did. We checked them out. They
Well,
had
and
the
remember,
brochure.
we couldn't get tickets to do it for like the first couple of days that we were there because
Oh,
they were
no.
sold out.
Sold out. Yeah.
But that last day that we were there, where we had like a full day before we had to leave, it had started to like rain a little bit.
It
and
was
got
not
really
very,
cold.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was 42 degrees. Remember that?
We had to go to Target with our Florida asses to buy
Little girls' gloves.
little girls' gloves. They were sold out of like all real winter clothes.
They came to here.
But we bought 3 pairs of the little girls' gloves, and then we bought like 4 long sleeve sweaters from
I
Target.
had 5
each.
shirts on that.
Yeah,
night. I
and
had 5 shirts on.
We were just layering
Yep.
those things. Anyway,
So we go outside this meeting place. We're standing there. It's just the 4 of us. Just the 4 of us. And we're standing there. We're like, are we at the wrong place? We're walking around. No, this is where you need to be. This man comes
he
out of
appeared
the
in a puff of smoke. No,
it was the fog. He came out of the fog and the rain and walked up and took us on. It was supposed to be what? 2 hours?
It was supposed to be an hour and a half.
An hour and a half.
And we ended up going for 2.5 hours.
Because he was just full of knowledge.
Yeah, and it wasn't necessarily about ghosts and goblins and ghoulies from last Halloween. Yeah, it wasn't all about
it was a
that.
history tour.
Yeah, it was like, so this is this building, and this is why it was built. This is why it was built here. This is why you can look out of this window and you can see all the way across the water. And this, that, and this. So it's like all of this history.
It was.
And then peppered in were like the ghost stories and stuff.
And they were good. They were
So
great.
it ended after an hour and a half, and then he said, it's
2.5
supposed to be
hours.
done
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
He was like,
yeah.
it's supposed to be done right now, but if you guys are up for it, I can take you around this other block over here. And we're like, oh, should we get in the van? Does he really have puppies? But we were like, yeah, sure. So he ended up taking us for another full hour,
And it
just
was
telling us
great.
these stories and stuff.
It was through, there were certain graveyards, there were certain churches, there were just historic buildings, historic homes.
A church's chicken.
We did go through the church's chicken. But it was just down different streets, different alleys. What the local folk thought as their like
We learned
folklore,
about
like
boo hags.
hags.
We learned about haints.
Yeah.
And the haint blue that they paint
Yeah.
under that. It was so cool.
If you have a chance to go on I want to go to Savannah for a ghost tour, but Charleston ghost tour, it was fantastic.
It was good.
And I hope we get him again.
I hope so too.
We're just going to line him up and pick the one.
like, which one was it? It was, who's willing to go an extra hour? That's what we want. Oh! So I actually have this app that I put on my phone, and it's called Ghost Tube.
Ghost Tube.
Ghost Tube. I saw it on the internet somewhere.
Yep.
I was like, oh, whatever. For the first 6 months I had this app, literally nothing. Nothing came through. It wasn't whatever. And then when I was in P-Town, I was staying at this haunted house, and then Adam Berry, who is part of Kindred Spirits, which is a ghost hunting show on Discovery Plus, he came over and we did like this whole EVP session. It was really interesting. I shit you not. The second he left, I put that app on, and it's been so active ever since, particularly at your house. I'm going to grab it right now, and I'm going to turn it on.
So it's called Ghost Tube. So what you can do is set it. It just opens up your camera, and it is a computerized voice that picks up what vibrations or magnetic.
It's from the magnet and the compass of your phone.
Okay.
Is what it uses. So it says it's listening right now. I'm going to hold it up to my microphone right here and say, is anybody here with us this evening? Okay, no. They're shy. They didn't sign the waiver. They can't be on camera. But it's just so interesting. Just the things, like, you wouldn't think that anything like this would be true. And of course, put whatever stock you want into it. But
we are in October.
Oktoberfest. So we were sitting outside, and we were both in drag getting ready to go and do bingo. It was a couple weeks ago. And it starts saying dress, makeup, job. We're like, oh, yes, we do dress up and wear makeup for our job. And then it starts like just talking about the things that we do. Yeah. And then I went into the garage where she sews, and I was sitting right underneath the attic like entrance, and it goes attic.
Like within 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Attic.
And then
drowned.
Yeah, that was the weird thing. They drowned in the attic.
I don't know.
Then it said Satan, and we thought it meant satin. Because it was the sewing area. But the weirdest one was the other day we were sitting out on the porch on the back, the office, as we call it, and we were taking a meeting and smoking a cigarette. It said Brian, dark.
Yeah.
Which you had an old roommate. I had an older
roommate that was named Brian.
Who did a lot of bad stuff. And when she started to talk about the things that he would do, it said, shut up, be quiet. And then afterwards, after we just stopped talking and moved on to something else, it said, I'm bored. I'm leaving.
Bored, leaving.
So it's not going to say anything to us right now. But anyway, it's an interesting app. You get out of it what you want, but it's fun. And if you have any favorite ghost hunting stories or shows or documentaries or movies, anything like that.
Or if you know on one of the stops of the tour, something that we should check out, like a tour. It doesn't have to be ghost hunting. It could be a food tour.
Yeah.
It could be a historical tour. If there's something that we are going to be in that city for that we should not miss, let us know.
Let Gidget know, and she will do it.
I'm going to do it.
While I sleep.
I'm going to do it. I love to see things. I love to take pictures, and I'll just superimpose her.
Well, the really exciting thing about this tour, which is so different from a lot of the other tours I get to do, is, the other tours...
You'll be with me.
What? Well, I'm looking for the silver lining in this. Let me find it. No, so most tours, you jump in that night, and then you're on a plane to the next place the next day. This one, for most stops, we get to sit down for a couple days and do a couple of different shows. So it gives us more time to really, not be super tired and to really, take in.
To wash our tights.
Well, that too. Nobody wants Fritos for Thanksgiving.
Oh. But it's going to be so much fun. I hope that we see lots of new friends.
Yeah, and it's been fun getting to chit-chat with you because I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Well, I haven't.
You haven't?
You've been away in forever. Yeah.
We have new merch coming out.
We do
have
Christmas
tour. I can't wait.
Brand new merchandise coming out. I'm telling you, this is the tour not to miss.
Don't miss it.
Tickets are very limited and they're selling very quickly right now. Make sure that when you do book your tickets that you get you upgrade to the fabulously festive meet and greet package, because then I get to hug your neck and give you the love that you deserve. And there's all sorts of fun things coming up. So all you have to do is go to gingerminjlive.com. gingerminjlive.com. You can find those tickets there. And to find me on social media, just go to gingerminjonline.com, gingerminjonline.com, and you can find all my social media links and stuff there. How about for you, Giz?
My Instagram is Gidget Galore.
At
Gidget Galore. And on my Facebook, it's just Gidget Galore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Nice
then where can they find you if it's not on tour with me?
Probably behind a dumpster at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I told you that is not the spa, and it's a very different kind of facial.
Oh, yeah, you did say that.
I
yeah.
did say that.
Well, I'm at Hamburger Mary's. When you're in town, we do Hamburger Mary's Bingo every single Tuesday right here in Orlando.
Yeah.
And everything else will be on social media.
Yeah, you got Drag Queen Story Hour coming up.
Oh, it's almost come out with Pride Orlando here.
Well, by the time this airs, that will have already happened, but
we had a fabulous come out with Pride Orlando.
it was wonderful. Look at the pictures.
I'm going to be reading to the kids at 2 p.m. I can't wait. I can't wait to see the kids' faces light up when I read some kids' stories about acceptance and love. And have a good time with people that we haven't seen in a very long time.
Exactly. So until next time, everybody out there, make sure you go and support your local girls because local queens are hometown sheroes. And I cannot wait until you see who we get to talk to next. We're going to talk to so many girls on this tour. I can't tell you. We love you so much and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.